Hey everybody, it's Irreverent Jules, and I've just been sitting here having some coffee on this morning and cleaning up my memory garden, and I thought I'd tell you a little bit how this whole thing started. I had a client a long time ago, and she was some of the oldest money in Atlanta, and when I'd go to her house, she had this little bitty pillow that said, the queen is not receiving. And I'm gonna tell you, you better not walk by that door while I'm in there with her, not even breathe, because she'd come out and get you. Anyway, so it just seemed appropriate. When she passed, I planted this weeping cherry, and I had this rock engraved that said, the queen has now been received. So I'm gonna move on to the next spot. I'll show you. Okay, I'm back, and I'm in the other part of my garden, and this is where I have mostly buried 2 dogs, 2 cats, a squirrel, all my animal products. When I went vegan, I decided they needed a proper burial. And then also the ashes of my in-laws were here, and we had this made and brought in for them. I have all sorts of little things. This and it has a rock engraved that says, I love you madly, because that's what they said to one another. Isn't that sweet? And then this was a rock for my little Cosmo, because it says salmon butt, because he looked like he had the cutest little salmon butt ever. So we have all these rocks for our different pets. And this Kuan Yin was my grandmother's, and I don't think she knew who Kuan Yin was. She just thought she was a pretty Japanese statue. I have an angel over on the other side here that was hers, but that's what I want to talk about. So my grandma, she was very eccentric in her garden like me, okay? She had a rabid dog, and that thing used to scare me to death, and all these headless Catholic figures, and I go over once a year and I glue those heads back on them. Well, anyway, she also, she would throw a bag of cement on the ground, and then she'd water it, and she'd put various things. Like one time she took all her mismatched earrings and made an earring shrine. You believe that? I tell you what, she'd use up everything in her garden. Well, I have a funny story to tell you, and that is one time somebody stole all these different statues from her yard, and she kept calling me all day, you know, just crying about it. And I finally went over there, and she had put a sign out at the road. She walked to the store. She never drove. She walked to the store and got a poster board, and in her chicken scratch, she wrote on that sign, Jesus loves you, and so do I. You bring back my things and he'll forgive you. Do you believe it? I'm telling you, I just about fell out when I read that. I know it's sad, but I couldn't help it. So what I have to say is, if you decide to create your own memory garden, make sure you get all your plantings in first, because I'm going to tell you, sometimes they don't grind those bones real good, and all of a sudden you've got little bone pieces when you're digging your garden. So I love you all, and I'll see y'all next week. Bye-bye.